A very good morning to you on this beautiful Friday morning. We are going to be returning back to St. Petersburg stitch. I don't know when was the last time we actually played around with St. Petersburg stitch, but it's one of the stitches what I really love because you can create a very beautiful effect with it, and we're going to be using it with GemDuo Beads. I really love how the two-hole beads are bind your pattern together, and you can form really nice sort of looking necklaces, bracelets, all sorts of things. So today we are going to be making a necklace, and I'm going to turn you down to show you the sample straight away because I got quite a few to show you, and then as well to show you how to make this beautiful necklace. So let me just change my camera. Here we go. So I have got 8 different colors on the website, and I'm going to pop you over to the website just in a second to show you all the lovely samples we made up. I have to say thank you for Alison helping me to make these beautiful samples up. So what we are going to do, there we go. I just lost my website for a second. What are we going to do? With this one, we're going to start right in the middle and work one way, and then we're going to work on the other way. You can make pretty much a full necklace with the GemDuos themselves, but you're going to have extra crystals on there, so you can extend it if you want it to longer. If you want the GemDuos going all the way to the back, then you could just pop an extra bag of GemDuos, because the seed beads you're going to have plenty, and with the GemDuos, this is exactly one pack here. You could I mean, I sort of in favor to just add a little bit of extension at the back, because that's going to be on the back of your necklace neck anyway, and it's more comfortable to wear like a string of beads rather than like a full pattern going all the way to the back. But it's personal preference, I guess. Right, so I'm going to show you the samples, and no, pop you to the website first, so very quickly I can show you, I can tell you the color names as well as I'm showing you the samples. So by now you know the drill where you need to go. totalbeads.co.uk. You're going to click on jewelry making and video tutorials, which is going to take you to this page. Hundreds of tutorials over the past 5 years now, and I'm going to click on Gemma GemDuo necklace. There we go. And we have got 8 color options for you. The blue, I'm going to demo it today, so you're going to see how does that one look like. But we have got aqua, black AB. The black AB is absolutely gorgeous. That's one of my favorite. We got bronze, we got crystal AB, we got pink, we got smoky, and we got tanzanite. Now, what we are doing today, so for celebrating Mother's Day, we have got an offer on the website. So if you would like to have any of these beautiful kits, you will get 20% off this weekend. There we go. So I am gonna come back and show you the beautiful samples. So this one is the pink, just called pink. It's more of a sort of a subtle pink. I quite like a dusty pink. Next one is, I'm going to show you the clear AB because it's on here. I love a clear AB finish as well. Very bridal as well, but I quite like to wear it with a white top in the summer. So this is, again, I'm just sort of trying to, so I can hold it up to you and bring it in a beautiful finish. Probably a bit too much light for my light on there. And this one is the black AB, which is sort of got a black undertone, but it has got this beautiful blue, turquoise, like a tiny bit of purple coming through it. I really do love it. Right, so next one is the purple here. I love this one as well. This one, again, it's a little bit more dustier purple, a little bit darker. Again, a beautiful color. I hope they're coming up all right on the screen. Next one is the bronze. Just finding the middle of it. There we go. So again, we got sort of a bronzy GemDuo and like a burnt sort of gold crystals to go with it, like a little bit of caramelly color. This one is the smoky. So what I love about this one is that the GemDuos, the way how they are colored, they got different colors in the pack as well. So GemDuos are a mixture, so I went for more of a plainer crystals to go with this one. And last but not least here, I have got the aqua. So with the aqua, again, it's very, very springy summery color. I really do love this color as well. So all on the website, kits at £12.99 each. However, if you spend £25 this weekend, you are gonna get 20% off. And the code you need to use is 2525 MAR for Mother's Day. I'm just gonna get my beads out here and we're gonna start the making. So with this one, we're gonna start right in the middle, and then we're going to work one way and then work the other way up. And I'm just going to pop in and see your comments because I can't, my comments window is disappeared. Let me just reopen it. Sometimes the windows kind of sort of reorganize themselves. And I can't see none of the comments. So if you're commenting, thank you very much. No, it's not hiding. Never mind, I'm gonna go along and so GemDuos we're gonna need. Now GemDuos are have got back and a front to them. Sometimes 2-hole beads, and I'm going to zoom in on this so you can see it very well. Sometimes with 2-hole beads you can use them sort of, they both flat, the front and the back of it is flat. With GemDuos we do have a flat back and some like a domed front to them, so we need to be careful how we're picking them up. There we go. all the comments have disappeared. Good morning Rachel, Heather, good morning Camille, Barbara, Jean, Elaine, Robin, good morning, Annie, Anastasia, peace and love. 6 a.m. 54 degrees in Atlanta, she says. Rachel, next reminder, next here in the UK the clocks go back, so on Saturday night the clocks go forward, isn't it? Fall back, spring forward. That's how I can remember of it. I don't know who said this to me, but this was years and years and years ago, and I can never remember if the clocks go backwards or forwards, and I always like sort of mixing them up. And then this lady said to me, like, the way to remember is fall autumn back, so you fall back in the autumn, and the spring you go forward. And I think it was really good because it made me remember. I'm just looking for my glasses. What did I do with my glasses? They were here a minute ago. Glasses, where are you gone? I grabbed the ones out of my bag. I had a little tidy up on my desk and I've been tidying things away and cleaning things down. So I'm going to start with threading my needle. I'm going to leave just as long tail, or leave the bobbin on, as you'll be working with, because you're going to need to come back and add a needle to our tail and work the other way, other direction with our tail. So we're starting right in the middle. I love doing necklaces when you start in the middle, so you start on both sides. And I'm just going to take my jumper off. When you start on both sides, and then you can work sort of side by side going to the top. So sometimes I would do a few stitches on one side and then take my sort of add a needle to the other side and do a few stitches on the other side, and then come back, sort of swap between them. So we're gonna be, the easiest way to decide if you're picking these up the top or the bottom is to always have them the same way on your mat. So there is a hole there and there is a hole there, so I can pick them up. If I'm always picking them up, because I'm right-handed from right to left, I can pick this up at the top hole or I can pick it up at the bottom hole, and it's going to be a difference how you kind of sort of picking it up all the way. So the first one I need to pick up by the bottom hole, and the second one by the top hole. So in my pattern they're both going to sit towards the front. So I'm going to take these down. Then I'm going to pick up 3 seed beads. I'm going to pick up a crystal and another single seed bead, and I'm going to take these down. Now I'm going to come back in the crystal. I'm going to dismiss that last seed bead, come back in the crystal. That seed bead is going to act as a stopper there for the crystal not to move about. I'm going to pick up 3 seed beads, and I'm going to go up on the free hole of the GemDuo which is closest to me. What size are the rondelles? Barbara is asking. They are 4 by 6 millimeter. And I'm going to pull this. So this is going to be the right of the middle of my necklace. Then from here, I'm going to pick up a GemDuo. So if I pull a GemDuo in, and I'm going to pick this up by the bottom hole again. Now one thing I like to do as I'm picking up the GemDuos, I often like sort of turn it towards me and look through the second hole just to be sure that it's not blocked. And I'm going to pick up 4 seed beads as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm going to go through the whole of the thread path I've created from the tail end. So I'm going to go through these 2 GemDuos. That's going to be sort of flipping about a little bit there, but that's okay. Then the seed beads and through the crystal. Through the seed bead at the bottom. Then I'm coming up through the crystal, the 3 seed beads on this side, and through both of the GemDuos. I added a little bit of lotion to my hand just before I started, so the needle is slipping in it. Right, so we have got our middle, and we're going to start going up on one side here. So once again, I'm picking up a GemDuo next. I'm going to bring my GemDuo in, and then before I pick up the GemDuo, I'm going to pick up 4 seed beads. Now for this one, because I'm working this direction, I'm going to pick them up by the top hole, and then I'm going to come down on the free hole of the GemDuo. I'm coming out, so I'm adding the next step in there. I'm going to pick up a seed bead, crystal bead, seed bead, take this down, and then go back up through the crystal. I'm missing that very last seed bead, crystal, seed, and the 2 GemDuos. And I'm going to pull this nice and tight. So I'm picking up 4 seed beads. Again, my next GemDuo, I'm going to pick it up by the top hole. I'm going to come down, pull this nice and tight, picking up seed, crystal, seed, taking these down, ignoring the last seed bead, going back to the crystal, seed, and 2 of the GemDuos. There we go. And I'm just going to repeat this all the way up along this side. So I'm going to add a few more to this side, so we got a bit of a length, and then we're going to add a needle to our tail, and continue the other side. They're going to be a slight little difference there. Hi Carol. There we go. although the only thing about the clock change is that when the clock changes, like in the autumn, it's lovely because you've been an extra hour in bed, I guess. But in the spring, you have to give the hour back. So that's the only thing about the clock change. This weekend we're not gonna have one less hour of sleep, but it kind of sounds like you're having one less hour of sleep because I suppose you're just sleeping later, unless if you have to get up and your alarm is set. You very quickly adjust to the new. So if I know it's only an hour, but I think our body very quickly adjusts to it. And then a couple of weeks and it's just like normal, isn't it? So I'm keep adding. Just adding a seed, crystal seed, going back up the crystal seed and 2 of the GemDuos. Then I'm adding the next GemDuo. I'm trying to keep a tight tension, so I'm holding on to my work in between either my index finger and thumb or middle finger and thumb. I usually like to do it with my middle finger and thumb because then I still got my index finger to be able to move around and push or pull it if I need to. So for seed bead, picking up a GemDuo by the top hole. Pulling it tight, picking up seed, crystal seed, taking this down. I have got a crystal here which has got a little bit larger hole. Sometimes you find 1 or 2 which has got a tiny bit bigger hole than the rest of them, and then what happens then, the size 15 seed beads just sort of sail through them. So if that happens, just put the crystal to the side. We have got plenty in the pack to use, and pick out another one. I haven't found many, and actually I see sort of different colors. It's same with seed beads, like crystals, pearls. Different colors can be slightly different, especially in seed beads. Sometimes silver line seed beads are a little bit fatter than like thicker than other seed beads, and then sometimes you get one color of pearl or crystal is slightly different size, or the hole is different size on them, which is very interesting. Perhaps they have done it in a different time or changed the tools on the machine when they did that color. Not sure, but it can happen. So I'm doing the same over and over again. That's the beauty of this stitch, that you just sort of going up and down, backwards and forwards, and the GemDuo beads are the beads what kind of sort of binding your beading together. Now what I want to do here, just want to pull this back for a second. So if this happens that you got a bit of a loose thread there, so what you need to do is, if this happens, because we don't want sort of gaps and we don't want loose tension, so what I'm going to do, sometimes I either get another another needle and stick it into that size 15 seed beads and pull it down, and then pull on the thread, and can you see how easily that then travels back up and the gap disappears. So you could either do that or hold on to the crystal. I think to sort of popping a needle into the 15 is a safer option, because when you're holding on to the crystal and you're tugging on the crystal, I'm very conscious of sort of pulling and pushing crystals, just in case that they cut the thread. So I like to just pop a needle into the 15. I think you know, 15s, they smaller than it, much smaller than 11s, but because you don't really go backwards and forwards in them so much, they are quite nice to use it in a project like this, because then they just become, I did it again, it's a little bit loose, so I'm just gonna pop my needle in there and pull it up. There we go, and then I'm on to the next one. For crystal, then a GemDuo, and then coming back through the crystal. So I'm going to add a needle to the other side and show you what the difference will be there. We're only going to make a little section here. Probably would take me about an hour to do the whole necklace. So I'm taking more thread off the bobbin, and I'm going to add a needle to this side. Don't forget, this weekend we're running a promotion from today, celebrating Mother's Day. You get 20% off the whole of the website, excluding other offers, if you add 25 MAR into a checkout, into the coupon discount code little box. Right, so this side we're gonna do the same thing what we've been doing on the right side. However, I've been picking up the GemDuos by the top hole, and here I'm gonna have to pick them up by the bottom hole so they fit nice and the same way. If I pick them up at the top hole, then I would have, once I pull in, I would have them the wrong way. So I'm going to pick them up by the bottom hole. This one is a little bit blocked. So this one was a little bit blocked, and I'm just going to push my, sometimes this can happen, the little residue stays inside the hole, so I'm just going to clear it with my needle, push it through a couple of times, and then I'm ready to use it. And I'm going to go, I usually turn this around. So I'm going up, I guess, now on the GemDuo. I'm going to pick up my crystal, my seed, crystal, seed. Take this down and then come back to the crystal, seed, and 2 of the GemDuos. Picking up 4 seeds. I'm picking up my GemDuo on the bottom hole, just having a quick look that the hole is clear, and then going up. Oh, Barbara says she always checks the 2-hole beads before she starts the project. I kind of check them as I go along, because I think even if I pre-checked it, I would be still checking it, just to be sure. I know, like I'm sure it happened to everybody that like when you were doing a pattern, when you had to do so much beading, and then you were going back on the 2-hole bead, and the hole was blocked. It certainly happened to me before. It can be very annoying, and then you have to take it back. Sometimes you can unblock it quite easily, but probably 1 times out of 1,000, you have to just change the bead. And then going back up, well, I would be back up on the other side, back down on this side because I turned it around. So I'm going up and down, adding my beads all the way along. I find something like this really sort of, because it's such an easy, there's only a couple of steps to do the stitch with the 2-hole beads. If we were doing it with seed beads, we'd have to create like little cluster of beads to be able to go up on there. With 2 hole beads is so easy, and sometimes it's really nice to do a project which is kind of just easy, and you can just sit there and not really think about it much, but just sort of go backwards and forwards, and you have a beautiful necklace in no time. I'm going to add a few more, and I'm going to show you how to do the end. So I'm picking up 4 seeds. I'm picking up a GemDuo by the bottom hole, going through the 3 hole of the one I was coming out of, picking up a seed, then crystal seed, taking this down, then coming back up or down because I turned this around, coming the other way. What thread is that piece? Heather is asking. So this is, I'm using Supalon thread. I love Supalon thread because it's really strong, and there is so many different threads that are available out there, but it comes in so many different colors, so you can hide the thread with using the similar color thread to your beads. I've loved fireline. I've loved working with other sort of stringing materials as well. However, with fireline, when you make something like this, the whole necklace is gonna become a little bit more stiffer, or bracelet, or whatever you're making. With thread, it's gonna be a little more fluid, more fabric-like. So each kind of sort of different thread has got their own sort of pros and cons, and sometimes I would use this, sometimes I would use fireline. When we were doing the bracelet a couple of weeks ago, I was using fireline for that one because it's sort of wanted that little bit of extra like stiffness to it. This one I quite like it to, especially when I'm doing something, when I'm adding like the crystal at the bottom here, which is going to be dangling down. If I did it with fireline, it would be sort of just sticking down there. If you do it with a thread, there's a little bit sort of movement in there. It depends what looks you want to go for. But yes, this is Supalon. So I'm gonna add, maybe I'll make this one the last one. So imagine we are made this necklace all the way along. So the best thing to do, if you get your kit, once you did the initial 3 in the middle, split your GemDuos into 2 piles, because by that you're gonna make sure that you have got enough on one side, and you got plenty of crystals and seed beads in there. So if you do want the GemDuos, or do you want to make a longer necklace, then pop another bag of GemDuos in your basket. And if you go into the kit on the website and scroll down, I picked up the wrong beads. Sometimes when I'm talking, I get distracted. I picked up 4 seed beads. I'm thinking it must be the GemDuo next I need to pick up, and it was the crystal. Pop another bag of GemDuos in there. Don't forget, everything is 20% off at the weekend if you spend £25. Oh, I picked up an extra seed there. I'll take that off. By using 25 MAR, M-A-R, in the discount code section on the website. I can't believe we are at the end of March already. Let me know what you're doing for Mother's Day. I'm not sure what we're doing yet, or what the kids are up to. They've been very secretive. So we'll see. So imagine this necklace is, all the way along and we have beaded a very sort of, like, if it's going to be a tiny necklace, I don't think it's going to fit Roxy either. It's going to be probably about that big, but hey ho. So imagine this, you went all the way up on your necklace. If you wanted to, you could do something like where you only have sort of a shorter front, and then you add more to the more to the back. So what I'm going to do is to add the toggle. I'm going to pick up 4 seed beads, 1 2 3 4, and I'm going to pick up a crystal. Now if you will need to add length to your necklace because you like it further, and I don't like it sort of further up on my neck, I like it quite sort of down on my chest. Everybody is different. Some people like chokers. I can never really got used to wearing a choker, and it's very very strange because I do like in the winter I do like wearing jumpers with like turtleneck jumpers, but if they're too tight I just feel like they are even suffocating me. So I do like to wear my necklaces further down, so you can extend this as much as you want. You can put on any pattern you like. So I'm just adding 4 seed beads in between the crystal, but you could have 5, you could add 10, really up to you what pattern you're going to be making. It comes with a PDF, the kit anyway, so it will explain everything to you. You need to know how to make it. So I'm just going to pick up 5 crystals, and I picked up my 4 seed beads at the end. I'm going to take the toggle and go through loop on the toggle. I'm going to pick up another 4 seed beads, and then I'm going to ignore this the last seed beads on there, but I'm going to come through the crystal and seeds all the way down until I'm coming out of the last crystal bead added there. When you got a long straight needle, that really helps with this process, especially if you made this part really long. Oh, Heather's saying thanks to Totes the Beads, I'm trying new things. I love jewelry making, and I love doing like home decor as well with beads. It just so something about sort of adding beads together bit by bit, really, you know, creating a larger structure with smaller beads are really satisfying and really therapeutic. Right, so I'm right down here. I'm going to pick up 4 seed beads, 1 2 3 4, and I'm going to go through the free hole on that GemDuo, as we haven't got anything there. I'm going to pick up a seed and a crystal and a seed. So I want to sort of add the last drop, which should be on there. And then I'm going to turn around, go back through the crystal seed. Now what I like to do here, if you have got a really, you were only done sort of a small front and you got a very long sort of strung crystals to the back, then I probably would turn around in this GemDuo itself. If you only got a little back, like this is just only a few beads. Hang on, what happened here? Come on, untangle. There we go. So what you have got here, let me turn it to the back so I can pop it down in front of me. So what I like to do then, if I only got a little back, is to go up and around the clasp one more time before I come down, because with that you're reinforcing. There we go. We are reinforcing this part of your necklace, and sort of the back part where the clasp is the part where you tug on it the most, where you sort of push and pull it as you're putting it on or taking it off. So I always like to reinforce that part the most. So I'm going to go all the way up. There we go. I'm going to go around the clasp through the seed beads and through the hole on the loop of the clasp at the same time. And then coming down. Now once I get down to where my GemDuos are, I want to end up on the inner side. So where the seed beads are, not where the crystals are with my needle. And what we're going to do next, and this is really a good practice to do. So if you have got a little bit looser tension, you might have sort of tiny bit of gaps or the thread showing in certain places. So what we're going to do, we're going to run down and we're going to join these seed beads up. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the first seed bead towards there. And if I just sew these together without adding anything, this is going to curl into more of a U shape. I would like to have a nice V shape. So what I'm going to do is between every 4 seed beads here, I'm going to add an additional seed bead. So I'm going to go through the 4, I'm picking up 1, then going through the next 4. And when I get to the middle, if I fancy it, I could have a little bit of softer V shape by missing the seed beads out right before the middle, maybe on a few section. It can be even 5, 6 or even 10 section, and then do the same going up on the other side and then adding the seed beads again to have more of a straighter section on the sort of the side of your neck as you're going towards the back. So if you're adding a seed bead in, it will keep it straight. If you are skipping seed bead, it will curve it slightly. So I'm going to skip these. So right at the bottom, I'm going to skip this one and this one, getting to the middle. So I skipped 2. Then once I go past the middle with this, I'm going to skip 2 sections as well to mirror the other side. And then I'm back adding the seed beads in the same way. Now usually what I do at this point, when I got down to the middle and gone past the middle, when I'm adding the seed beads again, then I return to the other needle and complete that side all the way to the top and adding the clasp. And and then meet the 2 threads together. So then you can easily knot them together and work your ends off. But that is there to it. We got a beautiful necklace. Sometimes it sort of spins around. This is a tiny necklace. So if you got like a little teddy bear or a little dolly, we can put it on. But you just make this part or this part longer as you would like to. You're just saying miss most of it today, but we'll have a look later. You can absolutely, rewatch it after we finished. It's a really beautiful technique, and we got so many different colors on offer. The kits are $12.99 each, but we have got a 20% off this weekend on the whole of the website, excluding other items which are already discounted. And the discount code you need to use at checkout is 25MAR. So 25MAR is what you need to use. This is, I love this color. This aqua color is like really springy, summery color to me. Again, with a white top, this would sort of stand out. This is really my color. We got a crystal AB. I love a crystal AB. I don't know if you can hear Roxy, but she's dreaming. She's woofing in her dreams. We got a crystal AB as well, which could be bridal, but I quite like to wear a crystal AB with sort of a white top in the summer. I think just quite nice and summery. We have got, and I love this color, and the reason why I love this so much, because it's the GemDuos themselves in the pack. They're kind of sort of multicolor. Once you put the necklace on, they're not going to sort of turn around, but first just sort of make it. I really do love this one, and this colorway is called Smoky. Then we have got this one. This one is beautiful as bronze, and this is so interesting because when I was putting the colorways together, we were looking at them, and I not normally go for like sort of bronzes, and that was true for the olive greens as well. Like only a couple of years ago I started to go and really work with sort of olive colors, and now I'm kind of sort of exploring a lot of bronzes. So this one is a beautiful colorway as well, to wear in the summer or in the spring, every time, I guess. And what I love about this one, that it's not so overbearing, even though if you go like most of the way or all the way to the top, or if you add an extra GemDuos, you can go all the way to the top with the GemDuo part of it. It's crystals all the way around, but somehow it softens it, so it doesn't, it's not overbearing. So you can't easily wear this to work, wear this to, you know, shopping. It doesn't have to be, because sometimes when you make necklaces, they're like a full evening piece, but I think this one is quite sort of in between. You can get away for an evening with it, and then you can get away just sort of wearing shopping as well. This one is the Black AB, which I love Black AB as it's such a beautiful color. So the base color of this one is black, and then they plate the black, same as the Crystal AB, but the Crystal AB, they are plating, let me just pop this in, the Crystal AB, they are plating a clear color bead. With the Black AB, they plating a black bead, and AB stands for Aurora Borealis. It's a beautiful finish, sort of really shiny, but that's the black version of it. And I love all these blues and aquas and turquoises, and the little bit of sort of minty colors and greens and golds are coming out on the black as well. It's really, really beautiful color. Right, last but not least, we got this beautiful pink, and this, I love this pink because it's more of a dusty pink. Sometimes pink can be sort of quite strong color, but this one is really nice and just sort of a little dusty pink color. Again, perfect for spring, summer, with wearing with all sorts of different tops. But that's why I do love wearing sort of white top, because like things like all the different colors do go with them. So that's it for me today. Do check out on the website, and don't forget, all weekend we celebrating Mother's Day, and we are running at 20% off on all of the website. You need to put the code 25MAR 25MAR in checkout to get your discount. So these kits are $12.99 each, and but you get the 20% off on it when you apply your discount. I think it's a beautiful, really need to go through them backwards and forwards again and again, so to work with them, because they are smaller, they just give that little elegant line in sort of in the inside of your necklace. I really loved creating this one. Right, everybody, have a beautiful weekend. Natalie's going to be with you on Monday, and I'll be back next Friday. Everybody, I hope what were you up to? You will really enjoy it this weekend. I don't know what the kids are planning, but there've been some sort of I don't know, secret talks behind my back, because I walked in the room and they both just sort of went very silent.